Alrighty, we're 30 seconds in already, but we've got another ranked ladder game here. This time on Westlake, on the left-hand side of the map, in magenta on the Golden Horde, it is delegates. I'm not familiar with at all, to be honest with you, but I am familiar with his opponents. In the purple on the right-hand side of the map, and playing as the Abbasid, it is Talouc. Big up-and-coming player, absolutely destroyed me on ladder today. An embarrassing fashion for me, and is now here against delegate. I don't know anything about the player other than he is Conk 3. Just made sure this wasn't going to be a stomp before we had a look from the observation deck. But this is live. We don't know who wins. We don't know anything about it, which makes things a lot more interesting. As unfortunately, one of the things in Age of Empires 4, which is a real shame, is that there's no way to watch replays without being able to see who won the game. You can try to do your best to avoid spoilers, not look at the screen, maybe find out where to put your mouse without having a look. But yeah, realistically, it's a real difficult thing to navigate. But when you watch live, of course, you don't have that problem. Hence why we're trying to do that here. Now, Talouc, I think, would still be the absolute favorite just by the case or the situation that I don't know who delegate is. Probably implies that he may not be right at the top of the ladder, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be unable to give him a great game. And I, for one, believe in the man, especially with the Golden Horde, one of my favorite civs and a very, very fun civ to watch. We're going to pay attention to him from a build order or strategy perspective and see what he's got on offer for us. Build order looking pretty standard here. He's finished up on the gold too. He's even brought the sheep across, so he's going to look to get this up early and then move it back across to the gold once he needs it to start getting those upgrades in. Nothing wrong with that at all. So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, delegate. So look, on the flip side, we are going to see the military wing. It's an interesting one here for Abbasid. I do like it. I'll be honest, I was just expecting 2 TC play, and then you try to hold the Golden Horde feudal aggression, and we see the game play out as we all expect. But maybe we're not going to see that. We might still see a second TC here. There's no reason you can't go 2 TC with the military wing as a way to secure yourself. And yeah, I think, okay, we are going to get that there. As we have only a couple of villages come across here. We normally would see 5. It's going to be 3. Okay, this is a little bit different. We'll keep an eye on this one from Talouc. I'd like to see something a little bit different here. And what he can get done with that military wing. Especially when the age up comes in for Golden Horde. With those Khan and Torgoods, and you've got a lot of units on the field early on. Especially when you do pull off gold like this, you can get all your buildings up. With Golden Horde, that means you want to get a Gur, of course, once you finish your straggler trees. You want to get your second Uvu, you want to get your production up, and then you maybe even want to get a fortified outpost up. But probably more often than not, you're actually not getting that right away. You're just going to build the production around where it would go, and then add it in a little bit later. But it's a lot of wood, a lot of food, and then of course that stone, which is going on your Khan and Torgoods. Interesting. It continues just to be the 3 on. So we're going to get the stables first. So it's a slow tickened CC. The second TC will, I'm sure, will come in unless this is going to be for emplacements, but I would be surprised. So it's a little bit unorthodox here, seeing a strategy that's not kind of whole assing in the 2 TC direction before you go into anything else. As the age up finishes for Golden Horde. Okay, Horseman's now coming out. Sheep count, by the way, was pretty even, but slightly there in favor of Talouc. And the units are 4 just as the Uvu starts coming in. Oh, he's got to bring this back. Delegate, hello? It's going to go down. He's too slow bringing it back. He wants to commit to getting it. Nope, he cancels it. But he's going to lose the villager for it. So slow reactions there from Delegate, but perhaps just really not expecting the military wing. I'm not sure if he'd scouted it or not, but certainly wasn't prepared for it. And that's, oh yeah, he's even trying to get his production out here on the deer so he can then make his fortified outposts around that. Something you would love to do as Golden Horde, but in this situation it's going to be impossible. Even with the Khan and Torgoods coming out, it's not going to be enough to push us back right away. He's gonna have to make the production somewhere else. It's not the end of the world. You can always then go and add production elsewhere. Oh, but he's actually gonna go into both. Okay. So we did see the stables with the scout just before as well. So that's going to mean, yes, he's going to put down the barracks and the archery range right at the same time, which is pretty typical is what you want to do as Golden Horde regardless, but this does confirm it with the scouting that that is going to be the play for Delegate. And he's going to be able to add in a fortified outpost later. He's probably not going to want to do it necessarily right away. And also, if I'm being honest, as Golden Horde, it's not the end of the world if you don't have them in the influence. What the influence does, for the most part, if you're leaving it on the default edict, which is the one you're going to want, it's production speed. It was nerfed. I think it was 33%. I don't know what it is now. 15%. Was it 25%? Now it's 15%. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. Win or lose. Oh, sending 3 away. It's a little bit of an overreaction. He's worried though, Delegate. I can understand it. I'll be put on edge a little bit here, but it's one of the things about when you go for military wings. You get a lot of units in your face, but you're not sure what the opposite is going to be doing to follow it up. In this case, it was very little, but he did add some with the horsemen. So stables and horsemen to go and add something to the mix, but then the second TC does come in. But it's a slower one, so it's going to take a little while to scale, and I feel like in a lot of ways that actually favors Golden Horde, because they're going to have a lot more time to get online. The only downside here is that, of course, Delegate did lose a villager and a little bit of time there with the pressure that those 4 units were able to put on. And again, actually pushed back. These horsemen getting a lot of work in. And where are the spearmen? They're on the backside. They're moving their way up now. Like, yeah, this is a lot of, honestly, it's a lot of damage, a lot of delay that Talouc is able to get done. Now the spearmen are collapsing on the horsemen though. But he switched targets accidentally there. That's a real shame, as he's not going to actually get a kill on the horsemen. On the flip side, we've got the Torgut and Khan and the scout coming away to try to get some harassment down onto the second TC of Talouc, but it's not going to be the case. But at the very least now, these 5 villages are going to be able to get out there, and the villages underneath, yeah, with all those sheep going down now, it does mean that the berries are going to have to be gathered early on, which is not ideal, full stop, for any civilization, but especially the tempo and the scaling that you're trying to achieve here with the Golden Horde. So that's a bit of a shame coming in here for Delegate. It's going to take him a little bit of time. He's also sitting on a bit of gold, and he's going to look to turn that into blacksmith upgrades, military upgrades first, as we don't have any eco ones in yet. I wonder if that'll be a consideration for him soon, particularly playing up against the 2TC of our Abbasid player, playing into a long feudal. Having those extra feudal economic upgrades feels quite significant. The longer you sort of stay in that feudal age and keep trying to scale up all of these resources on the map, they can make a big difference and to pay themselves off quickly and then some. But there's so much that honestly that Delegate wants to spend his money on at the moment. And even though he's the one that's looking to scale and wanting to go aggress his opponent, it's these horsemen which just keep running around and causing a little bit of idle time here and there. Not to mention the APM, the distraction, the multitasking required for poor Delegate to have all his control groups sorted, know he's pulling all his villagers back, or getting them back out to not have too much idle time, and that his units at the front are getting enough done, which they're not really getting anything done, to be honest. What are his ways to attack? These berries are done. There's going to be nothing there. The gold's tucked away in the back. That's basically the best gold spawn you could have, tucked in between the TC and 2 wood lines. You kind of have to go around here to get there, or you go around here, which is of course protected by the second TC, which is on the deer, which is exactly the place that you want it for Talouc. So a 2 TC, which you don't have to build next to your gold, feels so powerful. And it's a difficult spot, I think, for Delegate to be in terms of how he turns this aggression into any meaningful damage. And I'm not sure there is an answer, to be honest. One answer may be to try to get Castle Age. I don't think it really works. He has to get in and he has to do damage, but it's going to be against a lot of Horseman Spear. And not only that, but there's a lot of archers in the mix too. Balance upgrade even coming in, which doubles the attack range of the Spearmen, which in these larger engagements means they're going to have a much better time against the Torgut. And if the Torgut go down quickly, it doesn't feel very good as the poor Golden Horde player There's a target coming in now. Phalanx upgrade's not in yet. But still scary, that number of spearmen regardless. A couple of spearmen catch some horsemen, but they weren't charging. There's no extra damage there. Horsemen now are trying to get on top of the target, but they will turn around and run away. And this is a mill here for Talouc. So looking to send some villagers out onto his next food, wanting to be the fish, interestingly enough. Not opting for the berries. No, he is opting for the berries. The blueprint goes down there now. Nice reactions from Delegate to move this back on the horseman raiding in his base. And because there's a fight at the front, Talouc's not going to be able to micro those away or back. So they are going to go down. So the horsemen get dealt with, but it's a very scary army in the front. Both players have those tri-compositions, but it does feel like, generally speaking, this does benefit the golden... Oh, if it doesn't go into them, spearmen. It does benefit the golden horde player. The one thing he's missing though is Karash. I don't think there's any Karash in here. So it did used to be bugged where they didn't ever show up on the UI. I think that was fixed though. So it doesn't have any in the mix, which is a mistake, especially when you're playing against archers. Although it doesn't have any upgrades either. The blacksmith upgrades are in Delegate's favor as well. So this is a bit of a window. With the food having ran out for Talouc. Oh, he's going to get his first villager kill. Nice. Evens it up. And Talouc a little bit slow. Should get a 3 here. Does get 3. Very nice from Delegate. And he's got a strong army. It's probably actually not the end of the world to take this fight. But it is a bit scary. There's a lot of spearmen there as well, which is difficult to deal with. Delegate's going to have to micro to get the spearman count as low as possible before he can turn a lot of this around. But the horsemen get on top of the archers, which means the target have to go in as well. Can't set fire, and the arrow will come up soon, which will give an extra 10% of damage to these units. And they do have all the upgrades. The first upgrade isn't even in here for Talouc, so the army really is a lot weaker, but the mass is now there. It's climbing, it's climbing. The archer count's going down very quickly, and the horsemen are not taking enough damage. There just are not enough spearmen here, actually, for Delegate to get a lot of damage. The horsemen now getting a little bit caught up. No, they are on top of the archers, and the archers at the front are getting hurt now from the archers from Talouc. The count is going down fast. The military still looks pretty even at the top of the map, with the target being mostly alive, and the Khan, of course, getting in there with his arrow. It does pop an extra 10% damage once that goes up, and it affects every single unit here. But I think actually the trades are going pretty well for Talouc, and especially with the 2 TC scaling behind it. Pretty good. It's good enough for him. And the eco will get out of control. Oof. It was close. It was really close. I feel like if the macro was a little bit different there for Delegate, then actually Talouc coming out of the base could have been a mistake. Could have been enough for the Delegate to be able to take a strong enough fight with a high enough archer count to deal with the spears and his own spears to stop all those archers dying nice and quickly. But now he's caught a little bit between a rock and a hard place. He's looking to go Castle Age with that macro, but he has to take a fight at the front because he's run out of food. Actually, he's got berries in the back, but he's still opting to be a bit greedy here at the front with the fortified outpost on the deer. This might be a little bit of trying to sort of have your cake. Shit, what is it saying? Have your cake and eat it too? But it actually, he's pushed him back. He's okay for now. As we get a respite, we take a little bit of a drinks break. As I still haven't opened the beer that Grace bought me last game. Oh, I didn't. Oh, shit. It just fizzed up. I didn't open it into the mic, sorry. But, cheers. Love the sound of a can cracking. Anywho, back to the game, huh? And funnily enough, with the 2 TC of Talouc, he's built himself a ram. Of course, one of the unique upgrades that the Abbasid has, along with their variant Ayubid, is that they can make siege in the field without needing an upgrade, without needing siege engineering. And as a result, this is going to walk straight through. And actually, yeah, arrow slits was upgraded as well. So it's going to go down pretty quickly. Man, there was quite a lot of stone in the bank. So the target weren't on non-stop production, which I think is actually a little bit of an oversight from our Golden Horde player. I think he would have wanted to have those running. But this is going to go down, and it means, yes, the berries in the back are going to be the only chance there for Delegate. Torga now trying to get on the map to catch reinforcements, maybe do a little bit of damage. Not a bad idea, but it's getting caught up on spearmen. Now the last of the torches in the front. These horsemen are going to be on top of the Uvu. And then the archers being able to run around onto the villages, of which there's a lot. And the thing with Golden Horde is it takes so long to age up, and there is no way to increase it. You can't add more villages to produce a building which doesn't exist. TC fire is the best defense that delegate has, but this is a lot of damage from Talouc. And actually, he's got the economic wing in behind it. So he made the right read, actually was able to get everything in. Where's his gold though? It must have just run out. It's going to have to go get some more now. He's going to need that for the upgrades. But like Golden Horde, there's no extra way to speed up his age up. But the timing of it is just so much better than Delegate. He's going to be thinking he's got a chance as long as he can get his upgrades in once his castle age comes in. But actually, with the gold count he has, he's only going to be able to upgrade his archers. There's going to be archers and Torgut only fighting into this. With normal spearmen or feudal spearmen, it is going to be enough. But the problem for him is in 40 seconds, the adversary is going to be meeting him. And where are you on gold, sir? Taking the map, which I like, very cheeky. But when this comes up, he's going to need to get the upgrades. He needs his archers and at the very least upgraded. And probably the rest of it, but actually he's on top of all the army here. That Khan and Torgut is going down. There's just a handful of spearmen. The village is trying to get up on the gold because he can't even upgrade anything. He's got nothing ticking in the bank here with everything outside his base. And GG is called. Delegate, not quite enough there to deal with our man Talouc. Very nicely played from him. 2 TC to a T. GG wasn't enough here from our Golden Horde player. Talouc takes it.